Hello and welcome to the Fanboys Central podcast. I'm Jake. I'm here with Ashley and Adam. Hello, boys.
All right, mate. How's it
Hello,
going?
mate.
How you doing? You good?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Good.
Fine, thank you.
How's everyone's week been?
It's been good. It's been a long week for me, work-wise and stuff. But other than that, all good here.
Yeah, just started the new job, so just getting into the swing of things, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Enjoying it.
it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Tired?
We're getting there. I'm shattered, mate. Absolutely shattered.
Oh, mate, you'll get there.
Early mornings, not used to it yet.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you. So we may as well crack straight on today.
Yeah.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Well, we
reckon
have.
so,
We
yeah.
have. We. But first of all, I just wanted to say that we felt the first episode. We felt that went pretty well, didn't we?
Yeah.
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 So, yeah, definitely for a sort of pilot episode, it's more than we could have asked for, really, isn't
Yeah,
it?
definitely. And, you know, we've been approved by iTunes now, so people can listen to it in any which way form they choose or desire.
And Spotify, and
Spotify.
YouTube.
Stitcher. I don't know much about the other apps, but they're there if
Yeah,
people want to do it.
I was going to say, you put it on our Instagram that we was on Stictcher, and I did not have a clue.
I think it's just a podcasting app. I could be wrong. I have no idea what it is. I've never heard of it before. So
Well, we'll see how it goes.
we'll see how it goes. You know, the main ones were Spotify and iTunes. That's what we wanted.
We
So.
we better stay on Stitcher's good side because they might, you know.
Stitcher.
We love you, Stitcher.
We love you, Stitcher.
Thumbs up, everybody,
Stitcher.
for our audio
Thanks,
listeners.
Stitcher.
We have to. I think about this as well. We have to bear in mind about our audio listeners because if we're looking at something on the screen, we have to. I want to kind of describe everything.
Just tell them
Every
what it
tiny
is we're
detail.
looking at a little bit. Yeah.
We
you
just put our thumbs up to Stitcher.
There you go. Thumbs up to Stitcher. So I'm pretty happy with how things are going. So let's crack on with the latest news in the world of a nerd.
Oh, coronavirus.
Coronavirus, everybody. It's catching.
It's really no time to die.
Oh, I like the.
I like
Oh,
that.
thank
I
you.
like that.
Thank you.
I like
I
that.
really
very-
like what you
Nice
just
one,
did.
nice
Thank you very
one.
much. I've been thinking about it all day. This is big news, isn't it?
It got pushed back, didn't it?
Meant to be out next month, and now we got to wait all the way till November.
I'm glad I didn't book my tickets. I'll give you that.
Well, they have said, I read this earlier, that anyone that has actually booked a ticket will be getting their money back.
Will they? Are they
yeah.
not just extending it
Nah,
to November?
they're offering refunds to anyone that wants them. So
I mean, that's fair enough.
if
But
if
do
you
they-
have booked a ticket, don't worry, you will get your money back.
But do they have the choice to? Is it just a refund, or that's it, or can they actually, say, well, I'll just happy to watch it in November?
I mean, I presume that they'll allow people to change it, but what I read was that they're giving away refunds for it.
I mean, people could save that £15, until November in like some sort of ISA, and then they can get popcorn with it as well.
And a little bit of interest
A
on it.
little bit of interest.
Little
goes
bit
a
of
long
interest
way.
on it.
Yeah, well, that's a bit crap, and that's not going to be the only film that gets pushed back. Have
No.
they said anything about Black Widow?
I give it till next month. I mean, obviously, Black Widow comes out in May.
Yep.
I mean, bear in mind, No Time to Die had sort of a month left until it was supposed to be released.
Yeah.
I think if we're going to hear anything about Black Widow getting pushed forward, or back, getting pushed back, we'll hear about it next month, for sure.
Well, I hope it. This is the thing, because I would love to go and watch it, but I'd like a bit of an atmosphere in the cinema, especially
Yeah.
if it's something like Black Widow. I don't want to go and watch Black Widow if the cinema's going to be dead.
Or full of people in hazmat suits.
Yeah.
That doesn't add to the experience, does it?
Or full of dead people.
But if they bring out like a Chernobyl film or something, that'll be
Oh, that's excellent.
that'll be something
cosplay.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Everyone just showing up in Chernobyl in hazmat suits. That'll be.
It'll be a tad awkward, though.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit.
Oh yeah. Just a little bit.
So, do you think they were right to push it back, or do you think they've been a bit?
I think
safe.
in terms of fans, obviously fans are going to be very pissed off about it. People have booked their tickets. People are looking forward to going to watch it. In terms of money for the people that have written it and
For the
studios that
Yeah,
are bringing it
there
out,
you go, that's the word.
it's a very good move, because with the whole coronavirus thing going on, people aren't going to want to sit in a cinema filled with loads of people. You hear that one cough, everyone's gone.
no, you're right, mate. You're right. It's a shame because I was really looking forward to it, and now the fact of having to wait till November, it's just like.
I mean, at least we got a nice early trailer out of it though.
But will the
Yeah,
will
that's
the film will the film profit more for doing this, or will it take a massive hit? Because obviously, with a film, you've got to build hype.
Yeah.
You've always got to build hype, and you've got to build it at the right time. And I think it's been by the time November comes around, that trailer's going to be out for about a year and a half.
They're going to have to bring something else out.
They're going to have to sort something about it, because is that film just going to be sitting there now, or are they doing stuff to it?
Well, it makes you think, doesn't it? Will they do reshoots?
I can't see him doing it.
I don't think so. I'm like, in a couple of years' time, we'll get No Time to Die, the coronavirus version.
I reckon what
Time
they've
to
got.
die.
You've got limited time to die.
Oh, this is bad. I feel really bad for those people who have died from it. And hey, you got to make a joke out of these things. You know, if everyone's so serious and sad about it, it's just, you know.
Boring.
I think what they've done with No Time to Die, that will be what we get. They won't make any more changes to it.
If the movie's as good as I'm hoping it is, they don't need to reshoot.
No, exactly.
I'm sure it's going to be a great film. I'm really looking forward to it. Did we talk about much of it? We did talk a bit about it last week.
Not much. I mean, there's a lot we can talk about Daniel Craig's Bonds. Like, we forget about Quantum of Solace.
It weren't that bad. I didn't mind. Well, no, it wasn't that bad.
When you're following up Casino Royale.
Casino Royale was the best.
Skyfall.
I like Skyfall as well. Spectre was meh. I wasn't. I've only watched Spectre once actually.
Yeah, but we forget that this is coming from the guy that doesn't like Harry Potter. So can we really take his?
I feel like that is a bit of a sore subject from you, Ash, because I know you're a massive Harry Potter fan, and you know, for you, someone not liking Harry Potter must be like someone saying to me, "Star Wars is rubbish."
I feel like I can't trust his judgment anymore.
How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel, Jake?
I'm going to take it on the chin. I'll take it on the chin for now. Purely because Harry Potter sucks. Although, actually, no, I have a point to prove.
Okay,
here.
go for it.
Not to prove, but to kind of stand up for myself.
Go for it.
The Harry Potter films, the first 3, pretty good. Pretty good, yeah.
Just while you're on the subject, just bear with me 1 second. You carry on what you're saying. I'm just going to put the camera onto you for a second, mate. Just carry on what you're saying. I've just got something for the podcast.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You just carry on with your point. I'll be back in just 2 seconds.
Okay. So, as I was saying, to defend my point on Harry Potter, the first 3 films are, what do we say? Mediocre.
Yeah,
But they're mediocre. 4 and 5 were good films.
Yep.
6, meh.
No, I
7 part 1, meh. 7 part 2, meh. But I tell you when it does get good. Fantastic Beasts. The first one, not the second one.
So you're a fan of the Fantastic Beasts film?
I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I'd say I'd watch it.
Okay.
I'd watch it to the point where, not to like the point of obsession. Like, I'd watch Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah, but that's a quality film.
Yeah, exactly. And Harry Potter's not.
Harry Potter is.
Harry Potter books are good.
Right, let's go away from this.
Sorry, well, before we go away from it, I didn't want to. I completely forgot to get this ready for the start of the podcast. So apologies. I actually got you a little present.
Okay, what you got?
I was in Primark this morning.
Okay.
Not this morning, probably about this afternoon. Nobody gets up in the morning.
I'm worried now.
So since we were saying you look like Daniel Radcliffe, when I was in Primark, I just couldn't resist because I saw that it's your wand, mate.
I love that.
Little present for you.
Thank you very much.
It's a wand pen.
I will use
for
this
our
every day at
audio.
work.
Jake, can you just explain what it is for the audio listeners?
So on the box it says Harry Potter wand pen with a picture of Ash at the bottom.
Let's get a little zoom in on this.
Little zoom. Come on, let's have
Well, I can't actually physically zoom.
Move the camera over to me.
Oh,
let's have a. It's a wand pen for Daniel Radcliffe.
I love it.
Do you like it?
I love it. Thank you very much.
It was only £1.50, so you know it didn't break the bank.
He'll be. That's actually our production value is £1.50,
£1.50.
and Adam has spunked it on a pen this week. Well done.
I'll claim that on expenses, mate.
Nice one. No,
Are you happy with that?
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You can take that to work with you.
I'm going to.
Yeah?
Don't think my customers will be able to take me very seriously, but
Wingardium Leviosa.
You have no money.
Go on. Let's see a little.
Give us a spell.
Give us a spell.
I'm trying to figure out where the pen. No, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
I love it.
You gotta give us a
He loves
spell
it.
first.
I
Go
love
on.
it.
Come on,
Give
what's
us
your
a spell.
The spell
What's your favourite spell?
Go on.
It's got Expelliarmus.
Oh, Expelliarmus.
Expelliarmus.
Another wish and flick.
Swish and
flick. That's it. Sorry. Wish and flick.
A wish and flick.
I make my own magic tricks.
Cool. Talk about going off on a tangent, hey?
Well, listen, you know.
No time to die.
I like spontaneity or what's the word?
Spontaneity.
Spontaneity. That's
Let's go with it.
Can't talk today, can you,
Spontaneity,
mate? You
whatever the
can't
word is.
talk.
But on the subject of coronavirus, do you think many other films will get delayed now?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, it's if No Time to Die, which was probably one of the biggest films this year, has been delayed, I could pretty much say that probably most of the big AAA movies will be delayed.
Yeah.
Black Widow, I don't know. We've kind of gone into that already, but what other films are coming out soon? I'm trying to think.
Scoob is literally, I think it's going to be the best film this year.
And that's a kids' movie as well.
That's a kid, that'd be a dangerous... I mean, it comes out sort of, May time, I think it comes out? So similar time as Black Widow.
Know. I've seen trailers for it. It actually does look, for a cartoon movie. Yeah. And I'm a massive Scooby-Doo fan from being a kid, so I'll definitely, I won't go to cinema and watch it, but
I will be.
Well, yeah, but you've got a cinema pass though, so you go to watch everything.
We'll have a Fanboys day out. We'll go watch Scoob. And then we can review it on the podcast.
Scooby-Doo! Where are you?
That is the best.
That's pretty creepy.
That's good, that, man.
Thank you.
How long have you been working on that
I think
for?
it's Warner Brothers who do Scoob.
It is a Warner Brothers film.
There you go.
And what's
get an application put in.
I will.
Scoob 2.
I'm up to play Shaggy. I can only do those two phrases. So if you've got a script that is zoinks, that was awful. That sounded like Velma. Velma doing a sort of Jinkies zoinks.
But that's pretty much all Shaggy says anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't do much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you seen the that cartoon I think we talked about last week, the Star Wars cartoon, that was like the 5-minute little episodes?
Yeah.
There was a Jedi in those episodes that was called Shaggy, and it was Shaggy, and it was that's what it. So Shaggy is a Jedi.
Oh, here's a question from last week though.
New Star Wars canon.
Don't think it was answered last week. Is glasses canon in Star Wars?
I'll tell you what, completely forgot.
No.
But we haven't heard any feedback. I was hoping we'd get some feedback on whether someone knew that, but still not more none the wiser. So
obviously not.
Right. Well, I'm going to get something out at the beginning, like right now.
Okay.
I knew it all along.
Yep. Because I don't want to go the whole podcast and then we get to the end and then people judge me. Okay.
Okay.
It's 2020, Ash. No one's going to judge you on it.
Still haven't watched Joker.
Well, you was meant to watch it tonight, weren't you?
We was actually going to film this podcast tomorrow. So it's Saturday today. We was going to record this on a Sunday.
Yep.
So I was going to watch it tonight in preparation for the podcast. Didn't do it.
Well, it's a real shame. It's a real shame you've turned up for the Joker spoiler podcast. Actually,
the one job you had, Ash, and you didn't do it, mate.
So much for finding out about glasses in the Star Wars universe.
Well, that is true, and I you know what? I don't have an argument back with that. So fair play, but I do think you should watch the Joker because it's a great film.
I'm going to get onto it tonight. Either tonight or tomorrow. It depends.
Well, you've got a free day tomorrow now. We're not recording the podcast tomorrow.
Yeah, and while you're at it, watch Parasite. No one else has seemed to watch it.
I'm a real... I cannot watch movies that are just
subtitles.
Pure... I can't do it. I can't...
I end up reading the subtitles more than I actually watch the film.
I'll tell you what. We'll get together, watch Parasite, and what I'll do is I will be every character and read the subtitles out for you.
Can you do it in Shaggy's voice each time?
I'll try to think of a line from Parasite now. I've got no lines from Parasite that I can...
Let's give him time.
I will
work on it.
I will rewatch Parasite and I'll give you some lines and I will do it in a Shaggy impression the whole way throughout. You're not going to know the difference between which characters are talking, but you'll figure it out before long.
I'm excited, mate.
Yeah, I know, so am I. We're going to live stream it.
Are we?
Wow.
Well, if you're saying it now, we've got to commit to that.
We've got to commit to it.
People are going to expect that.
6 months' time.
6 months' time. Listen, everybody.
Give us some training.
Give us 6 months.
Don't get your hopes up for this. This is, it may happen. It may not happen.
I'll watch Parasite weekly now.
Weekly?
Okay. Weekly.
And on the end of Parasite, I think we should talk about something else that's come out pretty recently as well.
Okay.
And that's the design of the new Batmobile.
Well, let me switch to camera 4 so we can get some images of that up quickly. So, there we go.
There we go. We got the back of the Batmobile there. What do we think, boys?
Well, the back looks... Well, obviously that must be like the sort of jet engine that they have in most of the Batmobiles. Yep. I think it looks quite retro. Let me get to the next picture. It looks very 1960s.
It's very Fast and Furious.
Yeah. It looks like a Hot Wheels car.
It looks like a Dodge Charger, doesn't it?
Well, and the darkness of the images don't give it much justice anyway.
Definitely.
But it does look... I don't know.
It's like a pimped up Adam West's
Batmobile,
yeah.
I like the fact that it's not a tank. Because it's just been a tank for
I like the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
Like, it is very sort of... Very retro, very simple. And when you think back to the Batmobiles that we've had in the past where you've had motorbikes hidden in the Batmobile.
You've had the tumbler,
and all these gadgets that have been on it. I like them.
Yeah.
But in terms of this, I love the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are listening to it, but perhaps check out the YouTube version of it, because you can see these pictures on there. Or I'm pretty sure we've retweeted it on our Twitter as well.
We could.
So go and take a look at our Twitter as well. But it looks cool. I like it.
I do like it, and I like the fact that it's not a tank and that it's different.
Yeah.
And this is the whole thing about this movie that I'm excited about. Robert Pattinson, I think he's going to be a great Batman.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a great Bruce Wayne.
Have you seen The Lighthouse yet?
No, I've not seen The Lighthouse.
No, not yet.
But they did do a deep fake of Robert Pattinson on Christian Bale's face when he was playing Batman in, I don't know if it must have been The Dark Knight Rises or one of those movies. And it looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'm excited for him as a Batman.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if everyone's going to judge Robert Pattinson for Twilight, don't.
No, mate, he had to deal with probably a crappy script, and those movies I didn't mind those movies, if I'm honest. I thought they were all right.
I'm gonna stop you there for a second.
Okay.
Twilight.
Yeah.
We're talking about the same ones, yeah?
Yeah, listen, they were all right for the time.
Come on, right.
Hey,
Twilight.
Are we, who's Team Jacob and who's Team Edward here? Let's go back.
I'm
go back to 2009.
I'm team not watch the film.
Have you actually not watched it?
No, I've watched them, and to be fair, I've read the books as well. Films are awful. Books are not as awful.
I've read the first book.
What was it supposed to be a fan fiction of? Oh, no. 50 Shades of Grey is a fan fiction of Twilight.
Is
Never.
Supposedly, I've heard...
Hey, mate, I think you're more into this than you let it
No,
know.
I just...
He's done a little bit more research than he's saying that he has.
Well, I've watched 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah?
Yeah, I watched it on my own.
I've watched the first one, I think.
Well, it wasn't as sexy as I thought it was going to be.
That's
I mean, to be honest,
watched it, innit?
listen to a bunch of nerds talking about sexy. Fucking hell.
Listen, I don't know where the hell we've ended up
No,
here.
I'm just going to say, for me, he will always be Cedric Diggory.
Nah, he's Batman.
Cedric Diggory.
Here he comes, Harry Potter
I'm
again.
sorry, I just had to say that.
He was a good... Poor little sod died, didn't he, in the movie? So.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah, that film only came out a few years ago.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to be a great Batman. I'm really excited to see because it's like year 2 Batman.
Year
I think.
2, yeah. So it's just after he's... Well, how old would that make him? Robert Pattinson.
Probably in his mid-20s or something like that.
Yeah.
No, maybe 30s. I don't know. Where did it...
I mean, I suppose Batman starts at different points in different comics, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I think the Riddler's one of the bad guys in it, and there's
Penguin.
penguins in it.
Yeah, that's Colin Farrell.
Yeah, because people wanted Jonah Hill to play the Penguin.
Yeah,
He was
up to play it, and he asked for too much money, I think.
Did it?
So you got Colin Farrell in, and obviously you got the Riddler in it.
Yeah.
It's Paul Dano.
Is that who's playing him?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is pretty decent. But
I think it's been good.
I think everyone's shooting this film down before it's even started. But we have to bear in mind this is the third Batman we've had in 10 years.
Yeah.
Which obviously is not a bad thing because it's nice to keep things fresh.
Yeah.
Obviously you had Christian Bale, who for a lot of people is Batman, same way that Heath Ledger is Joker for people. But I think Batfleck. What's your guys' opinions on Ben Affleck as Batman during his 2-film reign?
I don't think he was horrendous. I thought he actually played a good... I never watched Justice League.
I think most people judge him on Justice League, and Justice League for me, it was all right, but it.
#Snyder cut. Bring it out.
I like Justice League, but
I don't think the Snyder Cut's ever coming.
I think it will. One day, I think one day there's going to be so much traction behind that they're going to have to release it because Joss Whedon did a
we could
piss
say
poor job.
when will the book ever stop? Because if we start doing that, we start going down that route. It's like people now asking for the Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, to have the extended cut of that released, and they might do it. But when's it ever going to stop? Because people are just going to release movies, and then the fans are going to beg and beg and beg, if it was horrendous, to bring out the extended cut.
Yeah, but didn't they do that with Endgame though? They brought out a
few
slightly
scenes,
extended version of Endgame. I think mainly because of the money on it. It was so close to being
they just wanted more money, didn't they?
Yeah,
No one was asking for it.
It
was so close to being one of the top selling films, and then they brought it out, and it did become a top selling film over Avatar. I think it was.
I think so, yeah.
And which was a good move by them, because a lot of people that originally went to go and watch that film went and watched it again. Just because it's the Marvel universe, people will do that.
I think I watched it 4 times in the cinema.
Yeah, I saw it 7.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I saw it once.
I can't even go into how much I loved that film. That was, but it was the build up of 10 years.
Yeah.
So it was going to be amazing, and the fact that they just did it right.
Yeah.
And if like we said last week, if Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, they'd have done the same sort of thing and had a good cohesive story, they could have made that exactly the same.
Yeah.
You know, they could have built up the characters properly, you know, and then done it the right way. But instead, they did it half-assly, I feel.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that one. But talking about films that have gone back to come back out, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
I want to bring that up.
Have you watched that now then, have you?
Oh, I've seen it.
Okay. What's it like?
I've heard it's great. I've heard it's really good.
It's really fun to watch. Like, especially when you first saw that first design for that first trailer, Sonic with human teeth.
There was so much uproar about that.
How did that... thinking about it now, it gives me nightmares.
It looked awful.
The eyes were so far apart. That's not Sonic at all. He's like got one mono eye.
Did they change the trailer? Because the trainers, did they change them? Because I remember they were like Nikes, weren't they?
Right, I'm gonna give you a little spoiler here. So he's not gonna change much, but he starts off with the pair of trainers that you see in the trailers, and towards the end, this little girl gives him a new pair of trainers because there's holes.
This is a major spoiler. This is a
massive spoiler. This is a major spoiler. He gets new trainers from a little girl, and I got emotional at that scene. Just want to say I got emotional at Sonic the Hedgehog. Here and now, I got quite sad.
For those of you that haven't seen Sonic the Hedgehog, we do apologise for that spoiler, and we hope that you wasn't listening for that.
I just want to say, everybody, we don't preempt these spoilers. You know, they just come out completely out of the blue. We don't even know they're coming. Yeah, don't come blaming us. You know?
I do. I know they're coming.
I blame this guy right here.
It's all Jake.
I'm good with spoilers because I've seen everything.
He's seen everything, and he has no filter.
No.
He doesn't care about if you've not watched these films.
Never.
He doesn't care. But nonetheless, it's been spoiled now.
I'll spoil the end of No Time to Die for you if you want.
On filters, let's filter this down a little bit.
Okay.
Like I did there. And we're sort of more news that we've had this week. We'll get all this week's news out of the way first.
Okay.
The Last of Us TV show.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
That was really dramatic, wasn't it?
That was a really, really big bang.
Right. I know for everyone that's had a PlayStation, whether it's for a little bit or the compulsive like PlayStation players, everyone's played The Last of Us. I had the PlayStation for probably only about 3 months, and it was one of the first games that I knew I had to play because everyone loves them games.
Yeah. Naughty Dog. I mean, obviously, the original developers of Crash Bandicoot, etc., came out with Uncharted in 2007, Uncharted Drake's Fortune, and since then their games have been.
Was it 2007?
2007, I think it was.
How old Uncharted is? I didn't realise it was that old.
When was the PlayStation 3 released?
Oh God,
I think it was a launch game, Uncharted.
Well, the Xbox 360 came out probably about 2006, 7.
Yeah, it must be 7.
Must have been.
What
was probably a launch title, I imagine.
Yeah, it was. Uncharted was, yeah.
Well, there you go, 2007.
And I think since then their storytelling, I think it peaked with The Last of Us. I think The Last of Us has got a great story. It plays well. I mean, I can't think of any other game that would suit, especially HBO, like Game of Thrones, Westworld, etc. That kind of treatment.
The Last of Us. Well, and they're doing an Uncharted movie, but they're doing a movie of that. So, but The Last of Us could have been a good movie. I feel like they're going down more of a, with most things now, TV shows. They're doing that because you get the subscription, and you can go. Who is the last? Is it HBO?
HBO.
Have they got their own streaming platform?
In America, they got HBO Max, I think it is.
But what do you reckon it'll come to for us? Probably Amazon or something.
No, I reckon it'll come Sky Atlantic,
which will be Now TV.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, Now TV Sky. But I want to make sure that I've got. Obviously, I haven't played it in a while. It's Joel and Ellie?
Joel and Ellie, yeah.
Yes, Joel and Ellie.
No,
don't spoil anything. Don't. I could feel.
I know what it's like.
Not happening.
I feel like he was ready to just spoil it.
I was ready to give you the ending, but I thought, hold back.
Now I've seen some suggestions on Twitter and online on who people want to play Joel and Ellie. Okay. Now, have you two got anyone that you'd sort of specifically like to play the characters?
I think mine's more of just like a basic bitch would want, so like Hugh Jackman, people like that. They're the sort of people that I think would play a really good role. But look, I like the idea of having new actors. I like this. There's certain actors that I love and I know would do a good job. But the whole idea for me for these sort of movies is get someone in who's new.
See what people have said on Twitter is exactly what you've said. Hugh Jackman, to play Joel, and Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones, Arya from Game of Thrones to play Ellie.
I think Ellen Page
From
she was in X-Men. She played Kitty Pryde in X-Men.
Oh yeah,
Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, she was in the
oh
originals
no,
as
I
well.
know what you mean.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So basically, when that game came out, everyone thought, "Oh, hold on, this girl looks awfully familiar."
Oh,
The
no,
looks-
yes. I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember all that.
the looks of Ellie is sort of based off Ellen Page. There was a whole
There was a lot
lawsuit.
of lawsuit. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
So I think she might be a good shout, but I doubt after everything that's happened, she would play Ellie.
Maybe. But you never know, though. I doubt it. No, you're right. With everything that's probably gone on, there's chances of that are very slim.
I think they definitely will get new actors in, but I think a lot of people's preferences, especially for Joel, I've only seen Hugh Jackman's name
They
being
probably
thrown
want
about.
a big lead, don't they?
Yeah.
But Hugh Jackman it's more of from him doing Logan.
Yeah.
That's what they want in it. They want him looking like that.
Because
Rugged, the beard.
it was class in Logan.
Logan was a great film.
Emotional.
A very good film.
Draining.
But the thing that annoys me about Logan is I feel like the X-Men timeline, although it's going to be coming to an end soon anyway, it's so skewed now. It's like I have no idea where and when, because Days of Futures Past kind of
Rewrote the originals.
rewrote top 3. It got rid of X-Men 3, didn't it?
Yep.
And then I have no idea where I watched all the X-Men films. I just have no clue where things come in terms of timelines. Obviously, you got the prequel bits that are obviously
There
set
must
before.
be, yeah.
But then you've got the Days of Future Past, which was set after, but then went back in time, then rewrote everything that happened out of it, and then you've got Logan, and then none of the X-Men are alive now, and they're all dead. It's like, what the freak? What happened?
Since Days of Future Past, it has been weird and just. I think they did rewrite the first 3 films, and then when they brought Dark Phoenix out, they basically redid 3. Basically, Dark Phoenix is just a rip-off of The Last Stand. And I say rip-off, they're both shit.
Well, I heard that I'm not watching it. I heard that
it's
Phoenix
very
was that bad.
very underwhelming.
It was
Very.
one of the worst, apart from Fantastic Four, with Miles Teller and...
Oh, I thought you meant the original Fantastic
No, original
the
Fantastic-
remake.
the
Johnny Storm and as Chris Evans as Johnny
yeah,
Storm.
Yeah.
No, I think...
Which was weird to think that I still can't get over the fact that he was Johnny Storm and now he's Captain America.
was
Captain America.
Anthony Mackie's time now, wasn't it?
Yes, Anthony Mackie's.
Yep.
Anthony or Anthony?
Antonio Mackie.
Antonio Mackie. Yeah, but, and that'll be a great series. So when that comes out.
Yeah, give it time. Hopefully, it won't get delayed by coronavirus. To be fair, you should bring it forward now because people are going to be self-isolating.
Because I saw that the premiere, there was meant to be a premiere for Disney Plus in the UK, and that got I don't know if it got postponed or if it just got cancelled, but that got postponed. So maybe they'll push the actual release back. But they made no announcements because that's coming out in like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
So if they were going to push that back, they'd have told people by now.
They would have done it by now, yeah.
Yeah.
Offer an online thing, that'd be fine.
So yeah, I'm gonna pull us back to Star Wars now.
We
We'll never be on Star Wars at any point.
No. We spoke about Star Wars in the previous podcast about what sort of what they've done, what they're going to.
Yeah.
Another thing from this week, Mandalorian season 2 has now finished
filming. How about that?
Obviously, we get that in the UK in a couple of weeks.
We do.
24th of March.
So
excited.
once that comes out, I'm pretty sure we'll be watching that.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same day that we get access to Disney Plus.
We'll do a podcast night.
Yeah, podcast night. I remember I can't remember what her name is who plays Cara Dune. She released some set photos today as well. And yeah, she's pretty sexy. I like her.
Obviously, there's not much that we can say on the Mandalorian at the moment because we
never watched.
Us in the UK, we don't have much to go on.
Although
we have got a Mandalorian t-shirts in the house.
Primark finest, everybody. Go to Primark, guys. If you're in the UK, go to Primark. They've actually got quite a lot of stuff, the child merchandise. It's quite cool.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a Harry Potter wand and a Mandalorian t-shirt for this episode. Both from Primark.
I am wearing
no sponsor, by the
Primark.
way. No sponsor.
I'm wearing
Place for nerds.
a George by Asda Infinity War t-shirt underneath this hoodie.
Yeah.
And as much as I'd love to get it out right now,
Get your top off. Get your kit off, mate.
Get your kit off. Blah, blah. No, that's not happening yet, lads. When it gets a bit warmer.
For the audio viewers, he's not taking his kit off. Don't worry.
I won't be.
But from one Star Wars to another Star Wars, we've got a was it you was calling it? Was it Project Maverick?
Yes.
We've
Let me cut to.
It's a new Star Wars game, I believe.
Yeah, there's not much been released about it. Well, there's nothing been released about it, and we don't even know if this is legit. It's been leaked. So this is the logo. So Project Maverick, that's all we know, and the fact that it's got a TIE fighter in the background, not a TIE fighter, sorry, Star Destroyer in the background. It could lead into hopefully a Rogue Squadron type of game. I doubt it'll be a remaster. I hope it. Well, I want a new game. I want new games. I don't want remasters.
Yeah,
especially Star Wars. Remasters are nice. Give me new games.
Well, as long as this one doesn't get cancelled.
Once if it's just like an extra DLC for Battlefront 2.
No.
Once if it's just like
this will be a new game.
Give me a new game. I want new games.
This will be a new game.
But we've only just had Fallen Order.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Back in the day, there was so many Star Wars games that came out.
Oh yeah,
so many. And now we've had 2 Battlefront games and a Fallen Order, and that's all we've had. That is all we've had, isn't it?
Well, we've had that galaxy of quests on phone. You know that'll keep you occupied for a while.
Oh,
Galaxy of Heroes. Yeah, it's awful.
It's not great.
No, my brother spent like 21 hours on it, and I don't know how much money he spent on it.
They're just cash grab games, aren't they? They're not for die-hard fans. Well, I suppose there probably is fans that play it, but I want proper games. You know, I want Knights of the Old Republic free.
I'm still getting through Knights of the Old Republic 2 at the moment.
Oh, yeah?
I think I've put in probably about 12 hours gameplay so far.
Love that game.
Rookie numbers they are.
I got it last week, and I've been working.
Well, I have sunk 30 hours into Persona 5 in 2 weeks, so do one.
Never even heard of the game.
While we're on Star Wars, I do want to talk about so Palpatine there's more from this novel that's come out with The Rise of Skywalker. I'm quite frustrated actually because the fact that they've just put it in the movie, make an extended cut or something and put all this in the movie. Why bring it out in a novel after that actually explains half of the stuff that they didn't explain in the movie? It just fucking pisses me off. I'm sorry, but it does. Yeah. Pardon my frigging French. But so they've announced that Palpatine's son was a failed clone. So he was a clone of Palpatine, although I don't actually think he looked anything like him.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it might have just been a filling because there wasn't much of a...
So he was apparently he was not force sensitive, so he was technically a failed clone, and that's what he was.
So how would you make if he was making a force sensitive clone? Surely that's what the Jedi's could have done.
Well, yeah.
So what? So that doesn't make any sense, does it? Really?
That would be
none of it makes sense.
That'd be this is what unnatural for the Jedi to do that, though.
Yeah, obviously, but what if that
was what's his quote? So this is quote. I said it last week.
Oh, in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, the dark side is
a pathway to
many abilities that some consider to be unnatural,
and that's why the Jedi would never go down the route of cloning.
Well, they had clones, but they already had the clones.
In some senses,
because it was Cypher Diaz who kind of went rogue and went and got the clone troopers during the Phantom Menace, I believe. So.
And he did that without anyone else from the Jedi Order's knowledge as well. So they sort of had no choice in the matter.
They didn't. No.
When it comes to Force sensitives, even if it is to sort of keep the Jedi Order alive, I don't think they'd do it.
Well, and by that point, they needed the clones because obviously the Clone Wars had kicked off.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
They needed them, so they had to use them. But yeah, and the Clone Wars. We've not watched it, obviously.
Yes. No, we need to.
Yeah, we've got the new series is coming out.
Have you watched the trailers?
I watched the trailers. I'm really looking forward to it. It looks like it actually goes into episode 3 because there's bits where in the trailer where Padme's pregnant.
Yeah.
And she tells him in episode 3. He finds out in episode 3. Yeah. So it must go into episode 3. I imagine it'll probably lead into, because Ahsoka's in it as well, it'll probably lead into how Ahsoka survives Order 66. What happens to Darth Maul? Because in the trailer there's a battle between Ahsoka and Darth Maul on Mandalore, which was the Siege of Mandalore, which I think will be the last episode of that series. It'll lead into that, and then Order 66 will kick off, and then that'll be
that'll sort of lead itself into Rebels as well, going in from there.
Forward,
exactly. So that's well, I think that's all that's been really going on in Star Wars news. No. It's not new news. It's probably been out for a couple of weeks, actually. Padme's alive, everybody. Well,
Right.
she might be alive.
So this is from, correct me if I'm wrong, this is from a new Darth Vader comic book.
So
Marvel canon.
Yeah, so there was original Marvel comic books of Darth Vader that came out. I don't know, a while ago. Not too long ago.
They finished in 2019.
Is that what it went?
Yeah, so
Okay.
they finished in 2019, and we didn't have anything sort of early 2019. They finished, and we haven't had anything since.
Well, this is a refresh now, so
And
it's a
then
new
this is a
Darth
new
Vader
one.
comic,
Yeah.
issue 1.
Yeah,
And during the end, it appears that Padme is still alive. Now, it probably won't be, because that would just completely mess up the timeline, because it's set between Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back. So
Yeah.
that's a long time after Padme supposedly died in episode 3. So
we've only obviously I don't know if they've brought out any more volumes of the comic or anything.
Not
or if
yet, no.
So with just number 1 being out in that comic, it seems like he's got like Darth Vader's got a bit of a power like Cal Kestis is in Fallen Order. Yeah, Fallen Order.
Yeah, bang on, mate.
Where he touches an object, he can see what's happened.
Force sensitive.
Yeah, force sensitive. Because whenever he touches the objects from his past, he has visions of them.
Yeah.
Now, I think personally that Padme's going to be a vision. It shows you Padme standing in front of him in the comic. Spoilers, by the way. And sorry. And
is it spoilers though? Because there's only so many people that will read these comics. I've not read them. I've watched videos on them.
Yeah.
So
and I think that one of the things is she could be a vision, but
she might be a vision.
she's not going to be alive. It's not possible.
In the panels for the comic book, though, every time he's having a flashback of some sort, it's been in red.
Yeah. But this isn't.
This isn't red.
I think she's there, but it's either not Padme, or if it is Padme, I'm sorry. That just throws everything into a frigging. That just throws a massive spanner in the works.
We had a funeral.
Well, it's just, how can she be alive?
Yeah.
How can she be alive? That makes no sense in the continuity of things. It angers me so much. Not that because I like the fact that it's different, and if it changes it and it's a good story, bring it on. But that was something that was just sealed. It was a sealed deal. You know, everyone knew Padme's dead. You know,
End of.
Anakin did it. He did it? No, he didn't. He force choked her, but she died. She just gave up on life.
Died of a broken heart.
I think if you're bringing Padme back, you've got to kill her off again. Why would you bring her back just to kill her off again?
Well, it just makes no sense. But then again, and I don't think this is anything that I'll actually. This is me. This is my Star Wars nerd brain kicking into gear. When Luke asked Leia in Return of the Jedi, "What do you remember of your mother?" Now, when they were born, and that was it. They were literally born, and then she died.
Yeah.
But Leia says she remembers her, like vaguely. What do you remember? I can't really remember what her actual words were, but she talks about how she remembers her. How the hell did she remember her? She just come out the womb, and then the woman dies. So maybe, now this is me speculating, she actually knows her mum. She met her properly, maybe a bit as a kid. I don't know. This is totally out. We'll never know until this next comic comes out.
Yeah, but if for sensitives, they had some of them, like Anakin, have had visions of the future.
Yeah,
could just be a vision of the past.
It could be. I don't think it's a vision though.
I'm saying in terms of Leia. Like
okay.
Leia says she knows her mother.
Yeah, maybe
it could just be flashbacks for her.
I didn't think about
visions of the past. Instead of her having visions of the future.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't see her force abilities much.
No.
You get little glimpses of it in the newer films, but nothing in the previous films.
Yeah.
Fucking Last Jedi.
Stop going on about The Last Jedi, man. We know you don't like it.
I know. I know you don't like it, but listen, what I said last week. I bet you people start liking that film a whole lot more, considering the other two films are not great. That's the only film that took a chance.
So I think that could be one of her force abilities, is to be able to possibly see into the past.
It's annoyed me. Star Wars currently, as much as I love it, it's annoying me right now. If it weren't for the Mandalorian,
we'd have nothing to be excited
how
about.
good that looks.
Or Obi-Wan, we got that to look forward to as well.
I'm looking forward
If
to that.
that's going to be good, I just don't know how much they can do.
Did you ever play the Obi-Wan game on the original Xbox?
The Obi-Wan game?
There was a Star Wars Obi-Wan game, and I will show you. after the podcast, I will show you videos of it.
Yeah, show me that.
That was one of the greatest games I've ever played.
I
It was
never even knew that existed.
End of the game, you get to face Darth Maul. It's brilliant. I will show you.
Are you sure this exists?
It's a Star Wars Obi-Wan game. I promise you.
Fair play. As long as it's not as bad as Star Wars Connect.
Oh.
As much less said about Star Wars Connect.
Have you seen Star Wars Connect?
Yeah, isn't that the one where you get to dance as well?
If that was out now, you'd see Han Solo
To Han
dance.
Solo
flossing.
Horrendous.
Yeah, let's get away from that.
I was going to buy that game. I wanted mum and dad to get me that for Christmas.
Yeah, I got Connect just because of it, and then I saw the dancing thing, and I was like, well, I thought Dance Central. What's the point?
What the
fact
hell?
that you had Dance Central as
The
well.
Dance Central was fucking awesome, and I think you came around to play it once. So
I don't think I ever did.
You two went and played Dance Central together.
I don't remember
I reckon
it.
we have.
I don't remember this.
I don't remember precisely, but I think we
I don't even want to know what happened.
Dance Central was great.
Dancing together, yeah.
Right. Well, one more thing that I'm incredibly excited about before I let you two go on about what you're excited about. I want one more topic. Okay.
Okay.
So, me and Jake know about this. I don't think you know about it. We've all played Rocket League, haven't we?
I played it. I'm terrible at it.
But you've played it.
I played it.
Okay. We have got a broomstick league coming out.
Explain.
Now, obviously, as a big fan of Harry Potter, I'm very excited about this. You fly around on broomsticks.
The car's completely gone.
It's unofficial. It's an unofficial mix between Rocket League and Quidditch.
Yeah.
Explain this to
So-
me. I have no idea what the hell.
So
you're on
I'm pretty sure from what I've seen, teams are free.
Yep.
And Jake, just feel free to jump in if I say anything wrong at any point.
I'll let you carry on.
Teams are free. You fly around on broomsticks. You've got use of a wand. So when the enemy team has the I'm gonna call it a quaffle, just because I'm going off of Harry Potter.
What the fuck is a quaffle?
A quaffle is a ball from Harry Potter.
I thought it was a snitch.
No, you've got a quaffle, bludger, and a snitch.
So what's
Quaffle, when it's thrown through the hoops, gives you 10 points.
Listen, mate, I love
And
Harry
that's
Potter,
what-
but I don't even know what a frigging quaffle is.
Yeah, well, I do. Okay.
Okay.
Come on, you know I'm obsessed with Harry Potter. So it's teams are free, and you're throwing this. We'll call it a dodgeball or something then.
No, mate.
We'll call it.
it's a quaffle?
Stick with your quaffles.
And you throw a quaffle around, and you try and get it in one of the 3 hoops at the end.
Okay.
And if someone on the opposing team has got the quaffle, then you can hit them with a spell from your wand.
Listen, I honestly, I haven't even took anything you just said to me in at all.
It's
I'm
just
thinking about the word
called the word quaffle.
I can't take my mind off this word
No.
quaffle before. What? A quaffle?
Okay, right. I'll very briefly go into it. So, in the actual game of Quidditch, in Harry Potter, you've got 3 balls. Quaffle, bludger, snitch. The quaffle, when it's thrown through one of the hoops, gives you 10 points.
I remember the bludger.
Okay.
Remember
So you
that
know
one,
the
yeah.
bludger and you know the snitch.
Yeah.
You know the ball that the chasers throw about? That's called a quaffle.
Ah.
Yeah.
fucking nerd?
What a fanboy. Listen, mate. Okay. But is it Rocket League? Is it an official thing?
It looks like a mod.
Or is it a mod?
It's an unofficial game. I don't know if it's based around or it is modded off of Rocket League. I haven't looked into it that much. I've seen a trailer and I've gone, oh,
I'm pretty sure there is
fair enough.
there is some
There you go.
videos of the gameplay out on PC at the moment.
It's probably only ever going to be
You're gonna have to show
available.
me this later.
Yeah,
I need to
I
see
will.
this gameplay trailer for myself.
Oh well, and we'll have some pictures in the we'll have some pictures ready for the next podcast.
Yeah.
for anyone that's interested in throwing a quaffle around.
You can do some tweeting about it.
I will do. Yeah, I'll get some photos and I'll tweet them out
Follow us on Fan Central on Twitter
and Instagram.
and Instagram. Today you will have seen on our Instagram, if you do follow us, that Ash was playing some PS4 VR for the first time.
Getting ready for the podcast. Playing was playing Beat Saber, Shooty Fruity, and Super Hot.
Super
Yeah,
hot.
It was mine and yours first time.
Yep, we've
Yeah.
never played it.
Never-
You did incredibly well at Beat Saber.
Thanks, pal. I feel like there was some sarcasm in that.
I mean,
Maybe.
looking at you both.
I mean,
just looked really worrying. You were just wailing your hands about.
What do you want from me? It's a game where you go like this.
You looked very aggressive when you did play it, Adam.
Well, I expect it didn't go with the beats though. That's what I didn't like.
Yeah,
I know we were playing on easy difficulties.
It will come there.
For knowing what it looks like, as we said, have a look on the Instagram and you will see me looking like a fool.
Yeah.
Just wailing my hand. A good looking fool. Thank you very much.
So yeah, that was PS4 VR. I do rate it. For some, I've never done it before, so it was quite cool.
It was a lot of fun.
It was different. It's definitely that. But that's my first ever VR experience ever. I've never done it. So that's pretty cool.
I mean, my first ever VR experience was playing the Deepwater Descent, and I don't know, when it first came out, it was a game where you got into a cage and you sunk to the bottom of the ocean and sea creatures around you, and I was testing it in a shop, and my legs started shaking, and I paid £5 for 5 minutes. I got off after 2 because my legs couldn't stop shaking, and I walked out of the shop, and my legs did not sort themselves out for another hour, so I was walking around with a bit of a weird sort of shake on.
Shaky legs.
Shaking Stevens.
So
the skanky leg.
We've kind of done the Star Wars news.
Yeah, I think Star Wars is a bit.
Is that the latest? Oh no, you wanted to talk about this Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh.
Now I know nothing about it, but
no, I don't have a clue. So the floor's yours, mate.
So originally, I can't remember what E3 it was, but Sekiro, which is a From Software game, Dark Soulsborne sort of combat, was announced roughly at the same time, I think, as Ghost of Tsushima. They look very similar in style. But the news is basically everyone's been waiting for a release date, and the release date is now in June. I cannot remember the day. But just so you know, everyone get look forward. Come on, Jake, you can do it. Use your words.
Those words, buddy.
You seem to have trouble with this every time we're recording at the moment.
When I get really excited about a game, I get over the top, but I'm just like, how do I use my words?
Listen, mate, if I'd have put a pound down every time I said or in the last podcast, we'd have been millionaires. We don't even need to do these podcasts because we'd be millionaires.
Wouldn't need to worry about demonetization.
I have to endeavour to not say or ever again.
Should we get something going on the next podcast?
Should we have a counter?
We'll have a counter.
I can't help it. It was maybe I was nervous first time. It was my first time.
Well, we're going to find that over the next couple of weeks, especially, we're going to end up waffling about stuff.
Mate, we could have gone on so many more tangents than that first podcast.
I feel like there was a lot of times I had to try and rein you guys in a little bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
So, Jake, tell us about this James Gunn Drax and Mantis.
Oh, it was only a little bit of news. Dave Bautista made a tweet talking about a Drax and Mantis film, obviously spinning off the Guardians of the Galaxy films. James Gunn tweeted, this is not me quoting the tweet. I'm quoting the tweet, but not the direct tweet. I don't know, but the quote.
Shaggy voice as well, please.
Like James Gunn said.
That's how you lose it on a podcast.
There you go.
all he said is that I don't think it's ruled out a Drax and Mantis film, but would anyone actually like to see a Drax and Mantis film? I
think I'd be interested in a Drax film. I don't think I'd be too interested in Mantis.
Yeah, but they play off each other. They're good characters, but a TV show on Disney Plus
potentially,
maybe. But I don't think they're good at being. They're good side characters,
Yeah, they're not.
Dave Bautista though, he's a great actor.
Oh yeah,
good wrestler as well.
It's like if you got a star, would you watch a Star-Lord show?
Yeah. But he's sort of movie level,
especially with Chris Pratt as well. Pratt,
it'd have to be Chris Pratt.
You'd have to watch it.
Yeah, but I think Star-Lord's too much of a main character to be on.
Yeah, it would be like if you had sort of like a, if you had like a Quicksilver TV show.
Yeah,
that would work.
Yeah,
I don't think it would work as a film.
This side character, they're not that. They're not the main. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, although they're kind of side people on. They're not Avengers really.
No, it's an ensemble piece though.
Yeah. But you wouldn't get a Captain America, Chris Evans Captain America TV show, would you? He'd have his own movie. Whereas you're going to get the two. You're going to get Falcon and Winter Soldier as a TV show because although Falcon's now Captain America, which hopefully will lead into the next Avengers movie, they're still not at that level to have their own standalone movie, I don't think. So that's why they've gone and done TV show.
But do you think that's maybe why Dark Phoenix failed as much as it did? Because Darth Phoenix as herself, she wasn't like, she was a main character in the X-Men films, but she wasn't like on par with like Wolverine or someone on that caliber. So do you think maybe showing her descent into that darkness might have worked better as a TV show rather than a movie?
Well, it depends, because Wolverine, he was in love with her, weren't he? Now, I've not watched Darth Phoenix, so I don't know what happens.
Yeah.
If it is the same sort of storyline where he's in love with her and he kills her in the third one, doesn't he?
That doesn't happen in Darth Phoenix, does it?
No, Wolverine isn't in Darth Phoenix.
So they've completely rewritten it, and I think that because it does go more on her, and Jake, you'll be able to go with this as well, goes on her descent to darkness quite a bit quicker than the original film does, I think. Do you think it might work better as a TV series?
The Dark Phoenix storyline?
Yeah.
No and yes at the same time. I think it's hard to do the Dark Phoenix storyline without many of the other X-Men. And I think when it comes to TV shows, I think they're dedicated on just on one character.
Yeah.
Whereas the X-Men films are more of an ensemble, and it'd be a lot harder for a Disney Plus sort of X-Men show. I think there'd be too much money in that because it's such a big ensemble cast.
Yeah.
I think it'd work better as a film, but if they did the X-Men series as they did the Avengers, as they built up to it with all the films.
Yeah.
Let me throw this at you then. What if they had Wolverine in the Dark Phoenix film and they stuck to the original story from X-Men 3?
All over again.
No, maybe not stuck to it, changed it, but
made it better. Because it was shit.
Yeah. There's a lot they could have done to make that film better.
Yeah.
And they didn't. Instead, they brought out Dark Phoenix, and it got worse.
It was the nail in the coffin, though. I think at that point, they kind of accepted that
X-Men.
I think around that time is when Disney were planning on that merger, and I think they just had to bring out one more film for a bit of a cash grab.
But then, also, I was meaning to ask about this New Mutants thing. Is the New Mutants about the kids after Logan that all survive?
No.
I'm not sure on the timeline for New
think
Mutants.
so.
Because that's I've not even watched the trailer. That sounds really bad. Because I don't know, I'm just so written off from X-Men now. I'd be invested again if they brought him into the MCU. But for now, if it's not, if anything that's not in the MCU, it's like now Venom and Venom 2. I'm not excited for it because it doesn't it's not related to me. If it's not in the MCU, I don't really care. And I don't know if that sounds bad, but I don't.
I think you have to give it a chance. I think they're starting their own universe. It seems like they're starting a Sinister Six sort of universe.
Especially with this Morbius trailer.
With Morbius coming out, and I think a Kraven the Hunter film as well.
Well, because there was in the Morbius trailer, there was a was it in the trailer? There was a Kraven truck.
I don't know if it was in the trailer.
I don't know if it was in the trailer or if it was in Venom.
Like a set photo or something.
I could be
like
wrong.
That.
It was in something that was in one of the Sony movies, so it might have been in Venom or it might have been in this Morbius trailer. There was a truck that drives past. It's got Kraven something.
Yeah. So obviously, especially at the end of the Morbius trailer, when you have Vulture at the end of it.
Yeah.
That it's seriously hinted towards a Sinister Six film.
Well, they're gonna have to merge it, and if it's gonna have to either be in the MCU Morbius, or it's gonna have to just be kind of Sony tied in with the MCU, kind of with Tom Holland being Spider-Man. But at the end of Far From Home, I can't spoilers. I can't do it. I'm not this guy. I can't. I can't just go into spoilers. I'm not gonna say what.
At the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, J.K. Simmons is back as Jameson.
J. Jonah
Jameson. There's too many J's. Jameson. But he is back, and Mysterio accuses Spider-Man of killing him, hence the murderer in Morbius trailer. Spoilers.
So,
and we should avoid more spoilers for.
I know. I feel
for a little bit longer.
Listen, Jake, can you just do a public apology to everybody that's watching and listening to the podcast, please?
I'm not going to apologise, as at this point, if you haven't seen Spider-Man Far From Home and you're listening to a Fanboys podcast, which obviously Umbrella's Marvel, why are you listening? Go away.
Right, I'm gonna take over the mic for a second.
Ashley, sorry.
From that, me and Adam, on behalf of the Fanboys, would like to apologise for any spoilers that you may have had.
We humbly
in this podcast or future podcasts from Jake.
Yeah.
Because there will be more.
We can't control him.
No, it's impossible.
Bruce Willis was dead at the end of Sixth Sense.
Listen.
I feel like at this point I should just turn his mic down.
Get that level down now.
Let's just shut him up.
Just before we cut off about the Marvel news, Christian Bale, villain in the new upcoming
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that earlier.
And Natalie Portman being the new Thor.
Female Thor, yeah.
I wonder what the hell's going to happen there.
What do we think about all this?
I'm excited. I like Natalie Portman. One that I've always had a crush on her since she was Padme.
Of course.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I thought she was bloody beautiful.
She was beautiful.
She still is. She's really good looking. She's really pretty.
Have you ever heard Natalie's rap?
No.
On the island? Oh.
No.
Give it a listen, it's very good.
Something else we can watch after this podcast.
That is something else.
As well as some broomstick game. And what was the other thing you wanted to show us? The Obi-Wan game.
Yes.
That I don't believe it exists.
It doesn't exist.
Right.
I think Ash is talking
Right.
completely.
You guys
out
talk
of
about
his
this
ass.
Christian Bale villain. I'm gonna find.
Is it a Ewan
picture.
McGregor
Just
related game, or is it
keep
just
talking. I'm
okay.
finding this.
Okay, well, Love and Thunder. Listen, I'm excited for it.
I'm very excited for Love and Thunder. I think.
Is it Tahiti Wahiti?
Yeah, Taika
Is-
Waititi is doing it. Tiki Waititi.
What a name. I prefer that name, if I'm honest. Tahiti Wahiti.
Tahiti Wahiti.
Yeah, is he doing this one?
Yeah, he's directing this one as well. And more Taika Waititi news. He's also directing 2 series of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for Netflix.
Is he?
Yeah. So you
Oh,
know.
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a really good director.
Oh, he's found
Right.
something.
Star Wars Obi-Wan is a 2001 video game published by LucasArts. One of the early titles for the Xbox console. Players control Obi-Wan. It takes place around 32 years before the Battle of Yavin in the weeks prior to and during the events of the Phantom Menace.
Why didn't it just say that? Why did it have to say 32 years prior to the Battle of Yavin?
No
so
idea.
it's not set in between
I
Revenge
know
of the
the one
Sith
you're
and A
on
New
about
Hope.
I know the one he's on about now. I recognise that cover art.
Let's have a little zoom in on me quick. I don't know if you can see it.
That's helpful.
Yep, I know.
Is it a PS1 game?
Xbox.
It's Xbox original.
Because you had the Phantom Menace game on Dreamcast and PlayStation 1.
No,
I remember playing that on the PC.
The cover looks like the old Jedi. Do you remember the game Jedi Outcast? Where
Yeah.
you could play as like
Yeah,
6 or 7 Jedis. And it had you could play as Qui-Gon, Mace Windu with his blue lightsaber.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what
Yeah, that
her
really
name was.
annoyed
She
me,
had a
that
red
did.
lightsaber. The girl, you could play in it. I think it was Addie Gellier. I think that might have been the name.
I don't think it was Jedi Outcast that you're on about.
It was. You could play. She was the one woman Jedi you could play in the. I don't know how many characters you could play. Probably about 6 or 7, weren't there? You could play Plo Koon. Remember that because he had a yellow lightsaber.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she was the woman in it. The woman
I'm
Jedi.
trying to find this now.
It might have been Addie Gellier.
Well, maybe it's something to look up next time.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find that.
So I think we're going to wrap up. Jake, do you want to do the wrap up, my friend?
I'll do the wrap up.
Do the wrap up.
Well, thank you to everyone for listening, all 1 viewers. We hope to see you next week or whenever we post the next one, whenever we feel like it, you know. But from us at Fanboy Central.
Plug those social medias, boy.
Oh, I'm going to plug the social medias as well.
We'll get better at this, I promise.
Follow us on Twitter, Fanboy Central. Same on Instagram. And from our Instagram and Twitter, you can find our links trees for Apple iTunes.
Apple
Yep.
Podcast.
Apple
Cool.
Podcast.
You're
We'll
doing
do that. You could
He's
do this
doing
one,
it.
Adam. You could do this one. I've struggled. My
Okay,
first time.
So you've got us on Spotify. You've got us on YouTube. You've got us on Switcher.
Stitcher.
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 Sorry.
Stitcher, we love you.
Stitcher. My bad. And we're also on iTunes. All links for all of them can be found on our Twitter and our Instagram.
Can be found on any platform that we are currently on. You can
Yep.
find links to everything else. So you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, because this is where you'll be watching the video podcast. So if you're watching the video podcast,
Hi and bye.
and if you're listening to us via iTunes, please, if you can and you enjoy this podcast, leave us a review. Hopefully a 5-star review. That'd be nice.
Be very appreciated.
But we do appreciate those 1-star reviews. Any bad criticism is criticism at the end of the day. We'll take it all on board.
Yeah.
But I think we're doing all right. So maybe we'll get 1-star reviews for all spoilers that someone keeps spoiling.
But yeah, from all of us at Fanboy Central and Fanboy Podcast, thank you very much.
We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Adios, amigos.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.